And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Go ahead and say it, Ed. Go Tigers!
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
You like that? You like that?
F it. Jamar's down there somewhere.
The New Orleans Saints select Marcus Davenport.
No!
Splash Brothers? Yeah.
It's playoff. Keep going, Brace.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
What is up, guys? Dirty Boot Sports, and we are back with episode number 220. And we got Kyle.
What's up?
First sports pod in a little while, man, huh? A little while.
Yeah, and I'm as ill prepared as ever.
Yeah, probably since we tried to rebuild the Saints, and then it all went away. That's probably about the last time you were on.
I think the Saints would have done well had they listened to our pod and carried that out.
Yeah,
but
2 years ago.
Yeah, now here we sit, predicted as the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
Nobody in sniffing the top 100.
No.
I mean,
who is the closest person? I guess Kamara.
Yeah, it's got to be AK.
Maybe DeMario.
Yeah, DeMario, and DeMario is probably a snub because he's still
still great. He's just old.
And AK, definitely if he's healthy. But I mean, we were so horrendous last year; we didn't deserve any accolades, anyways. And they even had the nerve to throw around the idea of bringing in a veteran, like Kirk Cousins or somebody, to somehow float this team to a couple victories. I'm like, I don't want to spend another dime. I hope we burn it all down. I hope we lose every game. I'll be cheering for the Falcons and the Panthers when they play us, and I'm being sarcastic, but I really do hope we lose every game.
Oh, that's the best case scenario. It really is. And yeah, I mean, bringing in a Kirk Cousins for freaking 5 wins instead of 3, like that'd be the stupidest thing ever. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a rough year, but we are officially 22 hours away from NFL football, or almost. Yeah, man, it's going to be an exciting season for everything besides the Saints, pretty much.
So in the down years, because I've been a Saints fan my whole life. In the down years, I picked up the Broncos and the Colts to cheer for, because I had to have some joy in my life. So yeah, Peyton obviously, John Elway back in his prime, and then I even like the other guys that come through there. I was a fan of Jake Plummer. Yeah, man, dude, Jake was a baller back in the day. But I always had to adopt a team just so I could have some joy in my life. Now, I really don't even know who that team would be, Clay.
Detroit?
I mean, yeah, Detroit is, but I feel like, what are they going to be this year? Have they taken a step back?
I mean, I think it's being a little overrated how much the step back is going to be. Yes, it's 2 great coordinators. Well, I mean, some people still, I don't think that Aaron Glenn is a good coach. I mean, even some Saints fans are still skeptical. But then Ben Johnson, obviously, he was incredible. We've loved him as long as anyone. But at the end of the day, Jared Goff isn't going to become terrible. Amon-Ra is still great. Jameson Williams still great. Jahmyr Gibbs, he's still going to run the football the same. Now, they did lose Frank Ragnow at center, who's all pro level center, so that's probably going to be a bigger impact than anything. But I mean, they're still going to be a great team,
and they're still in the NFC.
Yeah. And then you've also got, I mean, a lot of people are going to be rooting for the Commanders, for JD5, obviously the Bengals and Burrow.
Yeah, for sure. That's an easy one.
Yeah, exactly. Even though it's in division,
I think a lot of Saints fans have adopted Burrow in the Bengals anyway. So
some people root for them more than the Saints. And even though they're freaking in the same division, I still root for the Bucs.
Yeah,
as a Baker.
Yeah.
A lot of people hate Mike Evans, but a lot of their other players are really likable, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll be cheering for Baker this year because I drafted him as my quarterback.
Heck yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. But yeah, I mean,
I think I took him before you could get to him.
Yeah, you
But
did.
Did you get Lamar?
I got Lamar in that league, and I got Baker in auction. So
Okay.
yeah, I got my guys. I got my guys. But yeah, man, we've got a nice little preview of football season this past weekend. I mean, incredible couple days of college football. You had Friday night, or I mean, it even started Thursday night. We had Boise State going down to South Florida and losing to the mighty Bulls. Then Friday, you had Auburn beat Baylor in a pretty good game. Also, Georgia Tech, Colorado was a nice little finish there. And then Saturday, I mean, you had Arch going into the shoe and putting up a big old goose egg. Dude just did not look good at all. And there was no one happier to see that than this one right here. And then obviously our Tigers. What a freaking game we had that night at the fake Death Valley. I think we finally put an end to that. I mean,
yes, thank God.
Dancing on the field after the game and
Well, in that game, I was really worried about the way that we started. First of all, I've always been kind of upset with BK because I assumed that he would come in and be this professional coach that we hadn't had with the Looney Tunes we had over the years.
Yeah.
And somehow he was going to be more disciplined and run a tighter ship. Well, every year we've played, we haven't played a warm-up game, So for 3 years in a row, he doesn't take a warm-up. He takes a big-time opponent, which I'm fine with, except for the fact that we play so sloppy.
Yeah.
Like we shoot ourselves in the foot with the penalties and, we look terrible. And anytime you see a penalized team, like it always goes to the coach because that means they're not disciplined. And we did that in the first half, and I was like, here we go again, going to the half, what was it, 10-3?
Yep.
So I was happy to see in the second half that they turned Nuss loose and let him do his thing. In true Louisiana sports fashion, the refs tried to stick it to us.
Oh my God!
Took back a touchdown.
I wish Bill was here so we could discuss that because I still no one really knows. Bill stands that it was not a touchdown. But man, everyone else in America, I think, is on the train of it being a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, it was close to an NFL touchdown.
Yeah.
And I mean, typically, I thought it should have been called a touchdown on the field because you see the catch, you see it go down, the pylon gets knocked over.
Yeah.
Typically, when you get the pylon knocked over and their momentum's taking them to that corner out of bounds, typically you're just going to get a touchdown.
Yeah.
But he called it out at the 1, which I didn't understand that. And then when I watched it on film, I was like, oh, wow. And BK and the rest of the team did the same thing. Oh, wow. Not just, is that a catch, but it's also a touchdown.
Yeah.
And then when they overturned it, I let out a big, what? And my wife was like, Tyler, your voice could get that high. I was shocked. I couldn't believe that they got it wrong.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that I don't think is being talked about enough is that it was literally if the ref on the field would have called it correctly of him hitting the pylon and it being a touchdown instead of it being out at the 1 yard line, then that play never probably gets reviewed.
Right.
But instead, we had to go and review for, did he go out at the 1? Did he score? And then they were like, oh, wait, maybe this ball dropped. Like, what? Like, that was so weird and just unfortunate. And then the freaking kicker catches a cramp when he's kicking, apparently. And then you just think, oh, this is dead. Like, there's no hope. But, I mean, we fought through, and maybe that was our sign that this team is a little different this year.
Well, we got a defense, man. We've got some DBs, and dude, that was such a relief to be able to, rush 5 or more and let the guys lock it down on the outside. Yeah. And dude, I mean,
Harold Perkins looked like Harold Perkins too.
Yes, thank God for that.
Like we saw it his freshman year where you got glimpses of like this guy's, one of the best players in the country. And then it kind of went away from that. And they tried using him in different roles and it never really worked. But then like this past Saturday, man, he just looked like the best player on the field. And then obviously Witt is doing Witt things that, he's incredible. Like he honestly doesn't get talked about enough for like NFL draft potential. Like
I don't understand. Is he undersized or something? Or
I don't think so. Like the dude's a dog. Like he can easily, if Devin White was a top 5 pick, why couldn't he? Like
I don't know.
Witt does pretty much everything Devin does. Like it's crazy to me.
He's a ball hawker.
He is, but man, that whole defense, like there was just something that happened Saturday where, like obviously, yes, I've been an LSU fan for my entire life, and the past couple years, haven't been incredible. But I've still been a fan. But something hit me Saturday where I'm like I don't know what it was, but I just got this feeling of like I love LSU football again, and I don't really know what it was. Yeah, it was, and maybe it was just the fact that we won the first game, and I hadn't had that feeling in 5 years.
Right.
Because in college football, literally losing the first game can essentially end your season, if not make it to where you like got to win out. So like it's been a struggle the past couple of years to be a Tiger fan. But man, it felt like I don't know, it just felt like something was different Saturday, and it makes me more and more excited for the rest of the year.
And just as a Louisiana, resident, I mean, pretty much all Louisiana schools performed.
Yeah, except for ULL.
Well, and that's an alma mater.
Yeah.
But I don't really care for them. They just got my money for a degree that I needed. So
yeah. Tech finally woke up and won. Tulane beat Northwestern, which was a heck of a win. ULM beat the School of the Blind. I think the only other team to lose was like McNeese or something, or like LC, one of them that like played another Louisiana school besides ULL, who lost to Rice. So, and I saw the.
How about my Farmerville, Louisiana legend debuting at Southeastern? Or I'm sorry, Southern.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I didn't get to see what his stats were this past weekend, but yeah, that week 0, the big run, 80 yards that was pretty cool to see. Hopefully, hopefully he has a good year and that, gets back on his feet somewhere a little bit bigger. Maybe not LSU, but maybe, Tech, ULL, Tulane, something like that next year. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be great.
That would be great. Running through, I won't talk anymore about last weekend. Besides, I mean, Bama sucks. Apparently, is like Bama's dead. Like that's insane. And like they literally don't feel like they're a good football team anymore. And I don't know. Like it's crazy to see that big of a drastic difference. And yes, last year wasn't great. They lost to Vandy. They lost to some other bad teams. But they also had that Georgia game where you're like, oh, maybe it's just going to take a year or so to get everything rolling. Right. And obviously they beat LSU like it was nothing. Like, I don't know. I don't think anyone really expected this. They're like 14-point favorites against Florida State. And then it turned into Florida State just dominating the game physically, like running the ball way harder than Bama. The quarterback was probably the best player on the field, and people were clowning him because he was like, they ain't got Saban no more. And then he just goes out there and does everything he said. And that was pretty awesome to see.
Well, there's always a residual effect after a coach leaves because you've got guys that are bought in, to the previous coach that was there. You got some of the players he recruited. I mean, check out, our national championship with Les after Saban left. Some of that could be attributed to him. And I think that's probably what's going on with Bama. They're probably just getting some of that residual still. But eventually, I just don't think that – I mean, don't get me wrong. That's a historic program. They always turn it around. But to expect them to turn it around to the level that Saban had them at, I don't think that's realistic. I mean, he's maybe the greatest college coach of all time.
Greatest coach period of all time, honestly. Like, you can make that argument.
I think that's a good segue into Bill Belichick and his debut.
Yeah.
Which, I left a joke in the chat, and I was like, man, I really should have got more laughs than that. But I was like, the only thing bigger than that points deficit between him and, his loss was the difference between him and his girlfriend's age.
Yeah.
So,
did you see the one where someone was like, this is their biggest loss in 11 years, and she was in middle school then? Like,
yeah, she was in middle school, and Bill was old enough to get your coffee.
Bill's on his third ring. Like, and speaking of Bill and Saban, it's kind of like the reverse, where Saban dominated college and then went to the NFL, sucked, and then came back, dominated college again. Belichick, arguably the best NFL coach of all time, comes to college and it doesn't look promising. It can definitely get better. It can't get worse, I don't think. But man, I mean, after that game, it's hard to expect 6 wins. Like, it's bad, and I don't really know how long they put up with it. It doesn't really feel like something where it's gonna take a year for Belichick to get his guys or something. Like, it's a different game, and it's a different style. Even now compared to 5 years ago, it's different with NIL and everything. Like, it just, I don't know. I don't know if he'll ever be able to adjust to it.
I wouldn't want to be a guy that comes in and just has to figure that out. Nor would I want to be a guy like Saban, who's dominated the game for so long, coaching a certain way, and then to have something like the NIL come in and completely rock the world. Like, I don't envy either of those guys. I think Saban did the right thing by retiring when he did. I think it still would have been great, but it definitely put, it threw some new difficulties out there at him that he didn't want to have to adjust to in his 70s. I get it. But yeah, why Belichick ended up at North Carolina, like why he decided to do this, I don't know, man. I think he's a little nuts. And, if he fails, I mean, I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't hate Bill Belichick the way I did back in the day.
Yeah.
When he was winning all the time with the Patriots, but I certainly couldn't stand him back then because I was a big Colts fan, like I said. But more power to him and his 20-something-year-old fiance there. So maybe he'll find some more joy in his golden years. But
that's right.
I think that joy might be away from coaching football.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
love is love.
Yeah, ain't nothing but a number, man.
That's right. That's right.
As long as you're a consenting adult.
Yeah.
Clean that up.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
She is that, but barely.
Barely, yeah. But yeah, it's a wild situation, and ever since that I knew that Freddie Kitchens was going to be the OC for them, and as a Browns fan, I saw him ruin Baker Mayfield. So that was like, there's no shot this is working, and he's got his son at DC, like that. It's just a mess all around. It really is. And it was very funny seeing all the celebrities in the crowd and crap, and then boom, it's just dead.
Speaking of Baker, have you seen him talk about like his rise and fall, or fall and rise, or rise and fall, and then kind of reviving his career in Tampa? Have you heard him talk about that?
Not much.
So he attributes a lot of that to his faith. He said that when he was playing with the Browns, football was everything. Football was number one. He was struggling.
Are you telling me playing football in Cleveland kills your Christianity?
It might, brother. He kills a lot of careers. I know that. It's certainly if it's not hell, it's certainly football purgatory.
Yeah.
I would lean more towards hell because of the death that career.
Yeah, I told somebody this past week. They're asking me who I root for. I was like, obviously I root for the Saints, and I was like, I'm also a Browns fan, and they're just like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm like, yeah. I root for arguably the two worst teams in football this year. So,
Yeah, but you got Golden State, and you got
yeah,
and you got the Braves, so you got some
oh
quality
yeah, the Braves
fans
have
in
given me so much joy in the past 3 years.
there.
Yeah,
It's been rough too, man. It's been rough too, but at least we're a perennial powerhouse. Whereas
yeah,
the Browns and the Saints. I mean, there was a time with the Saints. I mean, probably for a good part of your adult life, and that they were
yeah. I
really.
mean,
I guess in life in
honestly,
general, they were pretty good.
from the Super Bowl till the freaking missed call, like
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. So from like
yeah,
2009 to 2019, like
yeah. It was a good run. It was a good run.
it was, it
And
was.
I hate to get back on the Saints, but somebody told me there's an X-ray guy that he comes and does portable X-rays at my job, and huge Saints fan. Was there at the NFC Championship game when we tried to kill Brett Favre. He was there at the Super Bowl, like has season tickets every year. He's the only other guy that will admit to crying when they won, like me. And anyways, he was just talking about, yeah, maybe we could sign such and such. I was like, no, dude. I was like, no, I want to suck. I want to
Yeah.
suck so bad that they get rid of Mickey Loomis. And I realized that's a pipe dream. I realized that's not likely. But the ideal situation is that we'd lose every game. We'd be so bad the Saints faithful would be calling for Mickey's head. We get a new GM in, and then we rebuild. And I love the veterans that we have, but like we got to start new. Like at some point, we can't just be middle of the road, bottom third.
Yeah.
We can't live there. We got to do something different. We got one of the oldest rosters, one of the most expensive rosters, and we're expected to be dead last. Our boy over at Matt Moscano did a segment on how we ended up signing Brandon Cook after we let go one of our big guys from last year. I forget his name, the big tall receiver that we let go. We didn't re-sign. Then we go sign Brandon Cook. He's just he's more expensive. He's smaller and he's less productive. And then we're like, oh, you know what? Let's holler at Sean over there in Denver. Then we sign a 6th-round pick, for a couple higher draft picks. And we just look. I mean, it's just a poor run team.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. And I joked around a few years ago, and I was like, hey, we could do a better job in that front office than Mickey could. I guarantee it. I don't doubt that at all.
Now. Oh, I have full confidence in us. We don't 100% understand the salary cap gymnastics and everything, but we have a good enough understanding where, if we have a, treasurer or something along those lines that can help us out a little bit, then we'll be all right. Like,
I'm sure they have lawyers for that, right?
Yeah.
They have lawyers that work that stuff out.
Yeah, I'm sure there's got to be some nerds in there, with calculators just hitting buttons whenever you say a number.
I mean, if not, like, surely, like, ChatGPT or Grok would be, like, sufficient,
Yeah, ChatGPT is probably better than Mickey Loomis. Like,
100%, yeah. 100%. I mean, Mickey's terrible, man. And the thing is, I don't think he gives a rip. But, Clay, I don't want to get conspiratorial or, I don't know. Just hear me out on this. There was that big cover up that happened with the church and in New Orleans, and with Benson and all that, and that was when that went down. That was either the same year as the no call or the miracle in Minnesota. I can't remember, but it was it was the missed tackle or it was the no call.
Yeah,
but. Since then, it felt like we were a little bit, like we weren't quite in the Lord's favor. I know our team's name is the Saints, but when you operate out of modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, then you got your owner covering up, pedophilia. I mean, God had to punish Israel, once in a while. So we might be in that boat right now. We might need to just clean off, brother.
We need to like entire rebrand or something? Is that what needed to do? Go away from the name
I
Saints?
think maybe Demario needs to move from linebacker to chaplain for the whole place and just
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
rid of
Man
the
of
place.
God.
Yeah. Yes, he is. He's thank
Yeah.
God. We need him down there.
Yeah. I mean,
But anyways,
it's a rough situation all around. I can't even imagine, the Ross Jacksons and Nick Underhills of the world that have to like cover this team this year. Like it's
man.
just gonna be miserable. Like it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, man. I don't know. I'm poor Moscano, man. I can't wait to hear him like blast Mickey like every week.
Yeah, but at least he's got the Saints to talk. I mean, LSU to talk about. So,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm gonna run through some of these college games we got this weekend.
Okay.
I mean, we got LSU playing Tech. What is that gonna be?
I mean, it's gonna be a beatdown, but it always makes for a good photo op for
Yeah,
your wall in North Louisiana. Yeah, my brother's
yeah.
got the classic O line. Tech versus
The one
LSU.
that's at Log Cabin.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody's got that picture. It's cool. I mean, and I look, man. I'm a Tech alumni. My whole family graduated from Tech. We love Tech. But when it comes to football, like you got to know that you're the little brother.
yeah.
You're a pretty good little brother. I mean, like Louisiana has got a name for football, especially for the size we are. And Tech's had its moments, but like
Definitely.
realize what your Tech. And I hope that Tech has a great season this year. I hope they had some guys speaking recently at one of their um, big functions before the season started, and they were talking about how they wanted to restore some pride in Tech. And I really hope that's true. Hope they get some guys that'll buy in. But unfortunately, a lot of Tech problems go back to their coaches, Tech being a platform to launch coaches' careers.
Yep.
They had a little success at Tech, and then they're gone. And I don't know. I don't know how you change that. You could probably petition Carl Malone to start dishing out some more NIL money, but
Yeah,
I
him
don't
and
know how
Terry.
much of that. Yeah, I mean, Tech's got some money. I mean, you've got that. You've got the Frosty Factory guy that is probably worth a lot of money. I don't know if he's a Tech grad, but Tech's got some money. I'd be hitting some guys up to try to get some NIL money.
Well, let's call Todd Graves and get a couple more Raising Canes and Ruston,
Come
and
on.
then I mean we
Yeah,
could use one. We could use a location on Tech Drive, and then throw up another one somewhere. Get about 3 in Ruston, and then throw some NIL money.
I'm telling you, man. I think that would be the way, and Tech's got to quit teching it up.
That's right.
I I don't know what was up with that photo shoot last week where you get your starting quarterback in the back of an ambulance.
Yeah, that was hilarious. That was
And
hilarious.
like, thought that was a good photo op. Like, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, I love Hafford and I love what they do. I've seen those guys save a lot of lives. Not cracking on the first responders, but whoever thought that would be a good idea for a photo was just like they were. I don't know. They weren't very self-aware of what they were doing there, but they did. They got a big win. So
Yeah.
I hope that they play well against LSU. But I mean, yeah, there's. I mean, it's gonna be what's gonna be. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
beatdown.
exactly. Like anyone that
Maybe
thinks
they could.
otherwise is insane.
Yeah, and you got those Tech folks that might talk a little smack before
Oh
the
yeah.
game. But what Tech needs to do is they need to go down to LSU. And they need to go down there. They can wear all your Tech colors, but go down there and get some good food. Tailgate with some people. When they say Tiger bait, don't get mad. Just go hang out, get some good food, enjoy the atmosphere, and
Yeah.
it's going to be a beat down, but go have fun.
That's right. That's right.
That's what I'd be doing if I was there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be wearing Tech probably, but I'd be.
Yeah. Screw that. It all went downhill when they got rid of the coach that wanted to stay. Like Skip
Yeah.
Holtz was perfectly fine being at Tech and didn't need another jump up. He's been up and he's been down. Like he was fine there. And we
Right.
had success and it was consistent. Yes, it wasn't, we weren't necessarily going better, but we were doing good enough. And that's all that
That's right.
Tech really needed. And instead it's gotten worse and worse. So
Yeah.
at some point, we gotta live with what we get. And that I think that is also Tech's biggest problem is that they, they're not they don't really know who they are. I feel like they
Yeah.
think that they're bigger, and it also goes back to the fan base. They think that they're bigger than they are.
I know.
Like it sucks, but that's just truthfully how it is. Like there's going to be Tech fans down there at LSU that think they're the better team. Like, and then you've just got to know, at the end of the day, we're a Conference USA team, about to be a Sun Belt team. We're supposed to compete with the ULLs of the world, not the LSU.
That's right. And we should like set our sights on beating the dog out of ULL.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember what Southern Miss was in the early 2000s to 2010 or so, but
oh yeah,
like that was a program that Tech could legitimately be. They made their money on like the talent pool in the area, being in right there, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. Tech has got a talent pool to pull from, even locally. I mean, Ruston is putting out some guys.
If they would do it more.
Yes. Ruston, West Monroe. You've got Carroll, Wassman. You've got all the Shreveport schools putting out kids.
Yeah.
Like, man, focus on that and get some down home kids that aren't going to leave.
Like I don't know why Tech, ULM, and ULL don't just go to own3.com, search Louisiana, take away every 4-star and 5-star, and then just offer. Like that's what they need to do. Like literally every 3-star and below in Louisiana should be at Tech, ULL, or ULM. Some of the 3-stars and some of the 4-stars might go to Tulane, and then obviously the big dogs are going to LSU or somewhere else. But everyone that's 3 and below, tell them stay at home and play for freaking Tech. Like, and it's the easiest thing in the world. Like,
their pitch should be home close to mama.
Yeah,
and let it be that. But like I said, the talent pool is so big here.
It is,
and Tech's honestly, man, it's an excellent school. Like as far as like the value, the ROI was a big thing for Tech for a while, which was return on investment. So the price of the degree versus like how much they were making like right out of college was high. There's a couple of reasons for that. I mean, you got engineering, right there, but I don't know how many college athletes are going to come from the engineering pool.
Yeah,
but you could at least pitch that they're a good school. So,
I mean, they're great school, great campus, good baseball facility to go watch some games. Basketball teams are solid. Softball facilities are nice. Like, beautiful, beautiful football stadium. Honestly, you got the new tack, you got the new DAC or whatever. Like all that stuff, brand new, looks great. Like. They have things, and also good jerseys. That's a lot. That's things that kids care about.
Red and blue.
Yeah, and that baby blue is beautiful. So,
oh yeah, absolutely. I always thought the Textures had the best uniforms back in the day because they were the only ones rocking the baby.
Yeah, I love that they've incorporated that now. Looking at some of these games, Penn State, number 2 in the country now, hosting Florida International. Texas hosting San Jose State. A lot of these games aren't going to be great. That's kind of how it is. Week 1 has got the big matchups. Week 2 kind of dies down. Duke and Illinois, kind of an interesting one. Duke's got the transfer from Tulane, getting paid, I think, $2 million to play quarterback.
Wow.
Yeah. But that game is at Duke versus Illinois, who's returning a couple things. Brett Bielema and company. That should be one of the better games of the weekend. 11 a.m. kickoff there. Florida State jumping up to 14th in the rankings after being unranked and taking down Bama. They honestly,
I felt like they looked good.
They really did. Like, yes, they beat Bama, who's not good, but they looked good. Like, they actually did. Iowa versus Iowa State, always a fun game there. Iowa State 2-0. Their quarterback, Rocco Beck, looks really, really good. And maybe Iowa has a quarterback for once. That would be interesting. Baylor versus SMU. Baylor didn't get the job done against Auburn, but still, I mean, they're a pretty solid team this year. That'll be a good
I'd hate to be
SMU
this week. Yeah, they're going to rebound hard.
Definitely. Indiana back in the rankings at 23, playing Kennesaw State. Texas Tech up at 24, hosting Kent State. Ohio State getting Grambling this week. That's got to be a cool experience for them Grambling kids.
Oh, for sure, man.
Like
That's
you're
awesome.
going up to play the national champions. I'm sure the Ohio State people are going to love the band. Like that'll be a cool experience. Obviously, the game's probably going to be like 60-0, but it'll be cool. Georgia's playing
And good for the
nobody.
band. The band's going to have a chance to show out.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
Oregon is favored by 30 points against Mike Gundy and Oklahoma State. That's crazy. Obviously, Oklahoma State isn't what they used to be, but still, that's you don't really see 30-point spreads in a what is that Big 10 versus Big 12 game now. That's kind of crazy. Clemson looks to bounce back versus Troy. Kentucky versus Ole Miss already got an SEC game going on right there. Kentucky hosting Ole Miss, number 20 in the country. Their new quarterback, I kind of like him, the Austin Simmons kid. I think Ole Miss gets that one done, but still Kentucky, they're always going to get one or two of them games that no one really expects them to.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tennessee looking pretty good. Without Nico and using the Jose Aguilar, I believe. Appalachian State transfer. He looked pretty good the other day. Obviously, that Tennessee offense is so weird that, people that aren't necessarily NFL prospects can thrive in it. But hey, whatever gets the job done. Sneaky good game right here. Florida versus South Florida. South Florida took down Boise State, and then Florida played like a Long Island University or something. But obviously, Florida gearing up for LSU next week. So if Florida wins this game, number 13 in the country, could sneak into that top 10, make it a top 10 battle in Baton Rouge next week. South Florida got a good quarterback, Byron Brown. That could be a fun game. 18-point spread, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Utah,
if you're going to put some money on that, you might want to put it on there.
Yeah, definitely. Utah got a quarterback now. My boy Devin Dampier played for New Mexico last year. It's kind of crazy seeing Utah put up like 40 points. Like you're used to them winning them, 21-14 kind of games and stuff like that. But it actually looks like they're going to be pretty good offensively, which could be scary because they're still going to have, those physical Mormons and Samoans that they always get.
Right.
It's the weirdest group of athletes ever comes at Utah. The U might be back, number 5 in the country. Carson Beck actually looked good, and I liked seeing his interview last week where he kind of talked about all the things that he's going through, and yes, it was just mainly him breaking up with his girlfriend and then switching schools, but still, it's cool to see him kind of own up to the imperfections and everything like that that's been going on for him, and Carson Beck, he's got the talent. There was one time where people thought he was like the solidified number 1 pick. So we'll see if the U's actually back.
Yeah, and that's always good for college football when Miami is a good team.
Definitely.
Like they have a big following from way back when, the Ed Reed and the Ray Lewis days, and I know nobody was watching it for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson when he was there. He was just a good guy. But still, that's their.
Oh, they're a brand. Like they just are. I mean, you got coked out Michael Irvin on the sidelines barking at players and stuff. Like it's fun when the U is good. It really is.
I agree. Yeah.
Arizona State, number 12 in the country, going to Mississippi State this week. Could be a little sneaky game there. Kenny Dillingham's been dogging the city of Starkville, talking about that you got to stay like an hour away to have any type of fun. So I don't think the Cowbells are going to be very happy, but that should be a pretty good game. Then probably the game of the weekend, Michigan at Oklahoma. You got Bryce Underwood, who that dude he's played one game, and I'm already sold that he's like completely worth that money that Michigan's given him.
I've got a 2-year-old trying to steal my mic, by the way. Might be my mic.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's a big Underwood fan, maybe.
Maybe
But
so, man. You Underwood fan?
Bryce, not
No, this
Carey.
is yes. I don't know. He might like Terry too, man. He likes the ladies.
Who doesn't? America loves Carey.
Yeah, I mean she's likable.
But Michigan going to Oklahoma, that's another just battle of two big football brands. That's going to be it's going to be kind of weird seeing those two schools playing just a normal, like not, neutral site or playoff or bowl game, anything like that. Just straight up Michigan going to Norman, Oklahoma. But that should be a very fun game. Oklahoma's favored by 5.5 points, actually.
Okay. So
I
you're talking
don't
one
know.
score game, it's gonna be tight.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good one though. Two good quarterbacks as well. Oklahoma's got the Washington State transfer, John Mateer, and then Underwood, who, like I said, I think I said it the other day, if LSU doesn't win a national championship this year with Nuss, like it's gonna kind of hurt because you're gonna see Underwood doing the things that he's doing and be like, man.
What might have been? What did he? 12 million to go there?
It's something crazy. It's something crazy
I
like
mean,
that, which is about 3 million a year, something like that. So,
and I can't even be mad at the kids for taking those kinds of deals because, I mean, you can literally take $3 million, put it in the stock market and live for the rest of your life. So
yeah. No, I mean he can be a bust and get that money for 2 or 3 years and he's good. Like he's set for life. And him and his family. Like it's crazy. But yeah, that's all the games. Well, there's also Alabama hosting ULM. Last time that happened, things didn't go well.
We ended up with some billboards up and down I-20.
Yeah, I don't see part 2 happening. Alabama's probably gonna be pissed off.
Yeah, it should be.
But I'm gonna swing on over to the NFL. Kind of run through, not really this week, but just kind of give a general overview of what we're gonna see this season. I'll just go division by division. Starting up top, AFC East. You got the Buffalo Bills, fresh off of a conference championship, right? Yes. Yeah. Conference championship loss. They're pretty much the same team. It's Josh Allen and company. You still got James Cook, who's happy and paid. Kind of retooled the receiver room a little bit. Got a little bit better on defense. But overall, I mean, it's however far Josh Allen can take them. And so far, that is to the conference championship, and then it stops. But we shall see. I expect very good things from the Bills. I mean, it would be a shocker if they're not good.
I feel like Josh Allen's kind of just entering his prime.
Yeah,
I think he's really figuring out his game and the position and how he fits. I think he knows he has to perform if they're going to win.
Yeah,
and I feel like he's not there yet, but I keep waiting on the next guys. To join Mahomes as the faces of the league at the quarterback position. And he's almost there.
One of the more interesting things that I think about a decent amount is like, obviously you've got Mahomes with his 3 rings, and then you've got Rodgers who has 1, you've got Stafford who has 1, you've got Jalen Hurts who now has 1. Is there any other quarterback winners? I think that's about it.
Russell
Wilson,
Brady, and
like, I mean, that all of the other ones are probably old and just, like Joe Flacco. Those kind of guys. So really the only one that's in their primes, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Everyone else is kind of at the very, very back end of their careers. And that's our Super Bowl winners.
Jalen Hurts doesn't feel like, I mean, he's a great quarterback and his game is different, but he just doesn't feel like he's going to be like in the conversation with the Mannings and the Brady's and the Breeze and it's weird. It's weird to look at, man, because we saw the game evolve with with the way that Manning and Brady and Breeze and Rodgers approached it with the freedom that they had because so I'm gonna do a little history, but so back in the day, quarterbacks used to call the plays, right? Because they didn't have these, mics in their helmets, and so guys like Terry Bradshaw actually called a lot of their plays. So then the NFL got away from that. Quarterbacks, went to the earphone, the radios in their helmets, and then the offensive coordinators were calling the plays, and then you saw guys like Peyton and Brady, Breeze, and Rodgers take that back a lot. Where they had the freedom to go to the line with 3 or 4 plays and call it as they saw it. And I feel like we've gotten away from that again. So I keep waiting for the game to evolve back into that chess match between the quarterback and the defense. And I feel like you have to at some point because of how good the defenses are these days and the exotic looks that they throw at you. I mean, it's tough to be a quarterback in the NFL now, and I think that's kind of why we see a lot of inconsistency at the quarterback positions because I don't think they've been given the freedom to take over the play calling like they had before, where they can just and maybe Mahomes does that from the line. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say when you got a guy like Andy Reid calling the plays for you, but yeah, I would love to see those next guys. Maybe Joe Burrow is it if he stays healthy. He led the league in yards last year, so definitely Mahomes getting attacked by a toddler. And Josh Allen, man, the way that his game is evolving, and yeah, I'm excited to see. Obviously, Chance. We want Chance to be happy. He needs some happy in his life because he's got plenty of happy with kids, but it also comes with a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Raising the little ones, not getting any sleep. So he needs Josh Allen to do well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Last year he was devastated.
Oh yeah. I mean, my wife used to comment on how moody I would get when LSU and the Saints lost. So, Chance needs that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, he's got to be happy so far, like with the way Josh Allen's played.
Yeah. The MVP gave him a lot of happiness. I know.
Yeah, that should have.
But it doesn't get off to a easy start Sunday when they play the Ravens on Sunday Night Football. So that's going to be
good football though.
Oh, it's going to be awesome football. Like it's going to be as good as it gets. But no,
yeah, is there a better matchup in football right now than those two?
I mean, maybe like Ravens Eagles, I think is a pretty fascinating matchup. But
yeah,
the way that the styles of Lamar versus Allen and just the physicality of Baltimore, and then the Bills are kind of a little bit they're not really physical, but they play tough and they play hard.
Right.
Like the styles just they kind of blend, and it's just always a good game. It really is.
Then you've got the MVP race, in the past year.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's an incredible game. It really is. But it's so fascinating getting back to the quarterbacks calling plays and stuff like that in the old days, like how you see the NFL and football in general evolve, where like if we think back to the beginning of our podcast, which was just Memorial Day 2022. Think back to then, like the way we looked at football then has completely changed to now. Because back then it was, passing is the way you win, spread offense, no huddle, air it out, stuff like that. The running game is dead. And I remember we would talk about it a decent amount, like when's it going to switch back to, when's the run game going to take back over? When's this going to happen? When's that going to happen? And then you saw you saw Shanahan and the Niners make it with that physical play. You saw the Chiefs kind of change it up to where instead of, whenever they traded Tyreek, they went from that, big shot offense to kind of dink and dunk and just 3 yards in a cloud of dust kind of style, which is not as fun to watch, but God, it got them 2 Super Bowls and almost a third. And then you see Detroit, like yes, they played a very fun brand of football, but still they were physical. Dan Campbell, toughness, like you saw everything shift. And then, you just kind of wonder what's next. You've seen defenses where if we go to 2022, like you can't even really think who is the best defense in football. Like there really wasn't any good defenses. And now, you've just got incredible defenders all over the field, and you're kind of seeing that go down to the college game as well, where we saw this past weekend, Ohio State and Texas. Two just incredible defenses. Yes, neither quarterback had experience, but still, like, they were both highly touted guys with a lot of surrounding weapons, and yet the defenses were the star of the show. LSU Clemson, two Heisman-worthy quarterbacks who are 3+ year starters with Klubnik and Nuss, and instead of it being a 40-40 game, it was freaking 17-10. Like, it's so fun watching the sport grow in different directions, and you also see it. You see it in baseball where you're going small ball and pitching now instead of home runs and stuff like that with the Brewers. And then you look at basketball, and you've got the Thunder, who don't really shoot threes, winning the championship instead of the Warriors. Sports are always evolving, and you're seeing that a lot in football, and you just got to sit back and wonder what's next. And it could be that it's not necessarily going to a direction we haven't seen, but it might just go back to something like quarterbacks calling their own plays and, checking at the line of scrimmage and doing different things like that. But that's just that's what makes sports fun.
And it's always been fueled by an arms race, right? In the mid 2000s, we saw the rules against defenders, really tighten up, and they got rid of a lot of the hard hitting, right? And that led to, like you talked about, the spread style offenses, airing it out constantly, and then so now the defenses are getting pounded. And then what you saw happen and evolve was now your big defensive ends, like you think of like the Javon Curses, you think of like Reggie Whites and all those guys. Now all of a sudden these cats, and don't get me wrong, those dudes are freaks, but now these guys are thinner and they're quicker and they're faster on the edge. And look how, I'm sorry, my kids are screaming up there, but now you see like the evolution of the edge rusher. And I remember when edge rusher wasn't a category.
Yeah.
On draft day, but now you got guys that are just hybrid linebackers, edge rushers. And so that has changed. And I'm telling you, there's some pockets on the internet of people that want the revival of the fullback, and I'm all for it, man. South Carolina debuted a guy that was a monster with one of the neck guards in the back.
Oh, yeah.
The big cowboy thing going on, and I'm for it, man. I would love to see a little more smash mouth football. And like you said, it's fun, man. It's always changing. Sports are always changing. Basketball, Steph Curry changed the game. Baseball, we saw it go to the numbers. Saw them, change to like home runs instead of line drives, and now we're to small ball. So it's been fun, man.
Yeah, that's what it's always going to be different, and it's always going to give us something to talk about, and that's just that's the best part of sports. It really is. And you sit back and you look at the NFL season, and not a lot of things have changed dramatically. Like there wasn't, none of the big quarterbacks changed teams or anything like that really this offseason. So you're kind of like, oh, it's just going to be the Bills and the Chiefs and the Eagles and them again. But at the end of the day, what team's going to make that, stylistic change that puts them over the top maybe this year? And that's the kind of stuff you just got to sit and watch.
I still think to the heart of any team, I think you have to have, in the NFL to succeed, like deep in the playoffs. I'm talking about like Super Bowl aspirations. You got to have a quarterback. You got to have a cornerback, like a lockdown corner. You got to have an edge rusher. But you really, if you don't have an offensive and a defensive line, you're nobody. You're nothing. And the dogs in the trenches never get enough credit. The tackles do get paid.
Yeah.
They make a lot of money, as they should. But I think that's where any team begins and ends is their line, because You think back to the Saints teams that dominated. We had some Hall of Famers up there. So uh, you know, any team's got to have an O line. That's what I kind of worried about with Burrow and the Bengals, but we'll see. We probably need to move on to the next game though. We're still on the first matchup.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run through what DraftKings is telling me is
Okay.
the division odds. So we got NFC North. Packers are the favorite. Shocking. Plus 165, Lions plus 190, Vikings plus 360, and then Dub Bears at plus 600. I'm assuming that changed when Michael Parsons went to the Packers.
Sure.
Just an insane trade that came up out of nowhere, pretty much. You never really believed that he was gonna leave, but it happened.
Leave it up to Jerry, man.
Yeah, pretty much. Does it catapult them to the favorites in the NFC North? I don't think so. I mean, you still got Jordan Love, who some people are in on, some people are out. But at the end of the day, I would lean the Lions running it back at plus 190 pretty easily. And then the Vikings plus 360 could be sneaky. JJ McCarthy, depending on how you view him. I was not the fan of him coming out of college, but with the way that Kevin O'Connell can make Sam Darnold look good, I think he can make probably anybody look good. When you
They
got
said he was a dog before he got hurt.
yeah,
So I don't know. We'll see.
and when you got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, all them guys that you're throwing the ball to, it makes your life a little bit easier. And then the Bears plus 600 with Ben Johnson, who, you know, if anyone can make Caleb Williams work, it can be him. So between that and all the weapons that they have offensively, you know, you got Rome Odunze, DJ Moore, Luther Burden, Colston Loveland now. Like they've got so many weapons that it's gonna be fun to watch that team.
Year. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if he had a big year.
Yeah,
that's definitely possible. I know he's quirky and he's odd, but the dude can sling a football.
He can.
So
he can.
So,
I think he got
like watching him throw.
Yeah, I think he got a little bit overhated. Like his season last year wasn't terrible. It really wasn't. And all they did this offseason was make it to where it's going to be a little bit easier for him. Like they got him a better O-line. The defense got improved a little bit, got him a couple more weapons. Like it got him obviously the best offensive play caller in the game, probably. It's going to be fun to watch. So yeah, them being plus 600 is kind of a value that you want to look at and take a shot on. NFC West, you've got the Niners as the favorite, plus 155. A lot of question marks on that team all around, though. Brandon Ayuk going to be out for a while. Jawan Jennings, I think I just saw, added like $3 million to his contract this year or something like that, to make him a little bit happier. Then you got Ricky Pearsall, survived a gunshot. Now he's going to be out there seeing if he can step it up. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey.
I hope he can. I drafted him. So
yeah, as long as McCaffrey is healthy, then he's going to be incredible. And then you got the $200 million man, Brock Purdy now. So it's a lot. Yeah, a lot different of a narrative now, going from Mr. Irrelevant and $900,000 to now you got to play like a $50 million quarterback. So
and I'm still not a believer in. I know that the game's changing, and I just don't know that you can pay a guy like McCaffrey and that much money, and then pay your Mr. Irrelevant at quarterback that much money, and be relevant within a few years after you pay them. So I kind of feel like they're on the back nine as far as their run of success.
Yeah, I mean, and then you're also paying Kittle, you're paying Ayuk, you're paying Trent Williams, Fred Warner, probably, Joey Bosa, or no, Nick Bosa. I mean, they're probably shelling out a lot of money. You got the Rams right behind them at plus 200. Matthew Stafford looks like he's going to play week 1. They added Devontae Adams, lost Cooper Kupp, still got Puka, re-signed Kyron Williams. Defense kind of shocked people last year. A lot of young guys that stepped up and played pretty solid. And honestly, they were a snowy pass away from beating Philadelphia last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, I felt like they overachieved a lot
Yeah,
last
a lot
year.
of people forget that. Like Stafford had a guy open and it just kind of overshot with the snow and the conditions, and
Yeah.
that could have changed everything. Cardinals plus 425, looking like a pretty good year there. Jonathan Gannon and company, Kyler Murray, Trey McBride, still got James Conner. Hopefully Marvin Harrison steps up this year. I think he'll be a lot better. And then that defense, I think, is a sneaky defense to watch this year. They open up against our Saints as well, so they'll have a nice little test against the Rat Show.
Well, they'll get a dub there.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Then the Seahawks plus 500. You got Sam Darnold at cornerback. Lost Geno to the Raiders, and then what else you got? You got Kenneth Walker, brought in Cooper Kupp, Jackson Smith and Jigba. A defense that isn't, it's not the Legion of Boom anymore. But it's not terrible. It's a solid defense all around. But I think that division really, anyone could win that division.
I feel like the Bears, though, at plus 600 are a better bet than Seahawks at plus 500.
Oh, I agree. I mean, the Bears, they have a very, very, very high ceiling. I don't really know what the Seahawks ceiling is. Like, yes, Sam Darnold won like 14 games last year, but he had the Vikings defense behind him. So
I can't believe Sam Darnold won 14 games. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That is something.
NFC South, you got the Bucks minus 120. The favorites with Baker. That team just got better all around. You added Emeka Ibuka. Godwin will be out a couple weeks. Jalen McMillan will be out a couple weeks as well, but you still got Ibuka. You got Mike Evans. You got Bucky Irving, who was incredible last year. Defense is back. You signed both of your tackles. They're both going to be good to go pretty soon. I mean, that team's built and actually has sustained success. Another offensive coordinator for Baker because Cohen went to the Jags. But still, I think you can expect pretty big things from the Bucks this year. And then you got the Falcons plus 220 next. Michael Penix at quarterback, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Darnell Mooney. Could be a very fun offense. I think people are kind of sleeping on Penix, in my opinion. Like, yes, the whole, circus behind him getting drafted after they just signed Kirk Cousins was insane. But, I mean, there was a lot of people, me and Chance included, that thought Penix was as good as any quarterback in last year's draft. And he's definitely got the talent. Last year, he didn't look bad at all. Kind of thrown in there, a little bit hurried. But I think with a full off season, time to grow that chemistry with Bijan and Drake and maybe Kyle Pitts for once.
That would be nice for Pitts.
Yeah, there can be some good things going on in Atlanta, which no one in New Orleans wants to hear. Panthers plus 500. Bryce Young looked a lot better last year. They drafted Tet McMillan from Arizona at receiver. You did trade Thielen, but you got a lot of young guys in that receiving room. You got Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowdle in the backfield. It's going to be pretty fun offense, in my opinion. You've got who's their head
what's
coach?
His name make the roster?
Who?
Oh, Renfro. Did he make it or did they cut him?
They cut him and then they brought him back.
Okay.
Yeah. After they traded Thielen, they brought him back. They had to have a white slot, apparently. Who's
the head coach?
Yeah. Because Liam Cohen is the Dave Canales. That's it. I knew it was the former Bucks guy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's who it is. Canales, who he got Baker going good his first year. But yeah, I mean, that Panthers could be sneaky good. It might take a couple years, but I think with what you saw from Bryce last year, he's definitely taking a step in the right direction.
He's got to be good and for them to have a shot. And, he's just so small, man.
He is. And a lot of people wrote him off like immediately after his first year, but I think, you definitely saw some of the glimpses of why he was the number one pick and Heisman winner and everything like that. So, and I don't have anything against Carolina or Bryce Young really. They're kind of fun to root for. So,
Well, smaller quarterbacks are faring better than they used to, for sure.
they
So,
are. Yeah.
we'll see how he does.
Then you got the Houdats plus 1,600. If you put
Dang.
money on that, call Ty and he'll tell you to stop betting. 1-800
Yeah, we're not winning
gambler.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NFC East, you got the Philly Eagles minus 145. Commanders with JD5 plus 200. Cowboys plus 850. And then the Giants plus 1,800, even lower than the
Wow.
Saints. Yeah.
Wow.
No, they don't believe in the Russell
Dart.
Wilson show.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Dart's job before too long.
Dart is he's the backup I saw, not Jameis Winston.
Mhm.
So don't know why Jameis is even there as the third string. He can probably put him in New Orleans. Just let him come throw the ball around.
I would have been fine with him or the Red Rocket just staying and manning the ship as it went down. But hey, Jameis is having the time of his life, so
he
more
is.
power to him.
He
I'm
is.
I'm happy for him.
He's the best.
And he's going to have a career after the fact in media.
Oh, he's going to crush it. He's going to crush it.
Yeah, he's so good on. He's just a personality. But
he is. He's Jameis.
But that division, I don't know. I feel like plus 200 is not bad for the Commanders.
Yeah, a lot of people are skeptical that the Commanders had a very easy schedule last year and that they're not going to be as good as they were. But at the end of the day, it's another year of JD5 who looked incredible last year.
Yeah,
Scary Terry's paid and happy. Don't really know what that backfield's going to be. You traded Brian Robinson, but between Eckler and Krosky Merritt, then maybe they'll be pretty solid. You still got Kingsbury calling the offensive calls, and a Dan Quinn defense is always going to be solid.
And I mean, can Saquon at his age, can he do it again with as many carries as he got last year? I mean,
it's hard to imagine him getting anything close to 2,000 again. And really, that's something with fantasy football I've been kind of mostly avoiding the Eagles because just with how good they were. This is my first year. I haven't had Jalen Hurts, I think, in his career. I feel like I'll always get him somewhere in one of my leagues. But just with how good they were, how dominant it was, it feels destined to see a small step back. Maybe not nothing drastic, but you could even see them just kind of take the Chiefs approach where they kind of just coast games instead of, just straight up asserting their dominance on people. I don't know. It'll be interesting to watch. And, we say this, and then tomorrow night they're going to win 42-12 or something against the Cowboys. They're going to be incredible. But yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to bet on anything besides Philadelphia in that division.
Yeah.
Looking at the AFC, I think I already said this, the Bills minus 330 to win the East. Then the Patriots coming in second, plus 475. Got Mike Vrabel, Drake May, Travion Henderson, Stephon Diggs, a couple of different weapons at the receiver room. Put a lot of money into that defense. Got Milton Williams, the Tech legend at D tackle. Who else did you sign? Christian Gonzalez is still there at corner. They put a lot of money on that defense. It can be a scary bunch, especially when you got Vrabel calling the plays. And if Drake May takes the step that a lot of people thinks he can, Patriots could easily be a 10-win, 11-win team this year and sneak into the playoffs. Wow. I really think they can. And I believe in Drake May a lot. I really do. And I think that offense and that team overall is just they're heading in the right direction. The Dolphins plus 950. Even as a Mike McDaniel fan, it's hard to imagine much going on there. But at the end of the day, I do feel like they're being kind of underrated. I don't think their defense is going to be great, but I think I saw some list today that had Tua as the 28th best quarterback in football. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, yeah, but I think they're factoring in the fact. I think Vegas is telling us that Tua is going to be concussed a lot of the year.
Yeah, I mean, and if you factor in that, then yeah, but when he is playing, like he's closer to top 15, top 10.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I mean, there was one year where he was like, close to 70% passing and like 4,000 yards. Like he's got the talent. He really does. Now, is he anything incredible? No, but he's definitely a serviceable. I guess you could almost call him franchise quarterback. I don't really know what his. Did he get paid? I mean, Burrow's been paid, so.
Yeah, I mean, he should be. I mean, he got drafted. Burrow's been in the league since what, 2020?
I think so. Yeah.
2020. So yeah, he had to have gotten
Tua got paid.
But the problem is I mean, his chin is like Chuck Liddell's at the end of his career.
Yeah.
I mean, if his head hits the ground, he's going out. He's doing the
boy. July 2024, 4-year, $212 million contract.
Yeah, I mean that's the going rate for
$53 million a year.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money. And
he's not gonna play every game.
Did he get concussed last year?
Yeah.
How many games did he miss? Yeah, he only played 11 games.
Yeah, and I think that's probably what you're going to get out of him. And the Dolphins are bad when he's not there. So
yeah. Well, they've got Quinn Ewers behind him now, so maybe that'll get him right.
I don't know about Quinn.
I don't either. Or Zach Wilson. How about that?
I mean, Zach's good with the team moms, but other than that,
he keeps the morale up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the pickings for him over there in Miami is probably pretty good, but
oh yeah, definitely. I don't know
Zach
if
Wilson's got some arm talent, but between the ears, man, I never saw it with him.
I'm not sure if the Latinas are his type though. I mean, he's more of a I think he's more of a 40-year-old suburban white woman. Like I think that's his type. So not a lot of them in Miami.
He might look at the BBLs like he did at the guys on draft night. I don't know if you saw the memes of like all the guys on draft night.
Oh yeah,
on and he had this crazy look on his face. So,
yeah. Speaking of Zach Wilson and the Jets, plus 2,200 to win their division.
Oh wow!
I think that's the worst. Oh, never mind. Cleveland. Speaking of that, Cleveland is plus 4,000 to win the AFC North. You can make some money right there. But I think there's a 0% chance that they do beat the Ravens and the Bengals. It would take both quarterbacks going down and then some. And then you still got to clear the Steelers. Fascinating division there. Ravens minus 170 leading the way. And then the Bengals plus 290. A lot of people are going to take that bet, I think. And then if you believe in the Mike Tomlin, Aaron Rodgers dynamic, then plus 475 is calling your name for the Steelers. That could be – what can the Steelers be? Like 10 wins or 5? Like it can be anywhere between that. I don't think they can be awesome.
No, I just don't think – I think Aaron's obviously lost a step. Yeah. And I just don't think he plays well in the sandbox with others. So I don't know how that would work out with Tomlin.
It's so weird.
Yeah, that's definitely not where I thought he would go. He obviously didn't like New Orleans.
He said I would never go there.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like
he's allegedly married, so maybe marriage is what's been holding him back from ring number 2.
What? Who did he marry?
He won't say.
Oh God.
Yeah. He just keeps saying that she's like changed his life and that it's the best thing that's ever happened to him and all this, but he just literally doesn't say a name or give any type of details.
Maybe he found Jesus, man. Maybe
no.
He was searching for him with the ayahuasca treatments and all that, man. Like, dude, you need some cheese spray.
He's more likely to have married like a freaking IA robot or something. Like I don't know. He's a weird character. Yeah, I don't know. The Bengals could the Bengals could surprise some people. Plus 290 is I think that's a good value. I mean, as long as Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins are there, then they're going to have the offense, and it's just a matter of what can that defense be. You did pay Trey Hendrickson enough to keep him happy for now. So that's one part of the defense. It's just what else is everything else going to look like?
Yeah.
AFC South, Houston Texans plus 105. Still got CJ Stroud. Rough year last year. They kind of took a step back from that awesome rookie year, but they still made the playoffs. Looked pretty solid. You got Nico Collins. Tank Dell probably won't even touch the field this season, but you do got Christian Kirk, couple rookies in that receiving room. You got Joe Mixon, who's going to be out for some time, but you got Nick Chubb, who looks pretty solid already. I love Nick Chubb. I think that, whenever he was not injured, he's the best running back in football. Now, is he going to be that guy anymore? Certainly not. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be fun to watch Nick Chubb just run the football for as long as we get to see him do it. Because he really was, literally, he was one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player to watch. Like, he was just, the way he ran the ball was different, in my opinion. And then that defense, Daniil Hunter, Will Anderson, Derek Stingley, a loaded secondary, that's a scary defense. And I think that team can scare some people this year. It could be a 10, 11 win team pretty easily if that offense bounces back. Jaguars plus 270. New head coach, hopefully bringing in some tools to fix touchdown Jesus. You got him with Travis Hunter now, who is starting at receiver. Obviously, Brian Thomas Jr. was incredible last year. Got the five-headed monster in the backfield: Tank Bigsby, Travis Etienne, Bashel Tutton. That offense, it could be fun. And then Cohen, the way that he called for the Bucs the past couple of years, I mean, you saw the Bucky Irving and Rashad White kind of split backfield, and you can easily see that implemented with Tank and Etienne this year. So it's just a matter of what that.
Step it up, though, man. I think it begins and ends with him.
Yeah, it does.
If he's not right, then I don't care how many weapons he has. If he's not right, if he can't stay healthy, if he can't clean up the interceptions, if he can't take big shots down the field, I don't think they're.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Travis Hunter, you've got Brian Thomas Jr., you've got so many other weapons, and you've got a great offensive mind. If you can't do it with these guys, then he's just never going to do it. He really isn't. But at the same time, you could see him kind of take that, Baker resurrection kind of year this year, and maybe the Jags are really good. Who knows? Then you got the Colts, who, speaking of resurrection, Daniel Jones is back. 425 to win the division. There is no shot that Daniel Jones does that.
No.
Yeah, as good of a coach as Shane Steichen is, I don't see it happening. You do have Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Warren, who I love, from Penn State at tight end. Michael Pittman Jr., Josh Downs, but still, Daniel Jones. That organization failed themselves. They pulled a Saints move. They really did. If the Saints would have drafted Anthony Richardson, they would have been let's play Andy Dalton. They failed themselves when they took a project at 4th overall that had barely any reps in college, and literally everyone knew, he's going to have to play and grow, and then they didn't give him the opportunity to play and grow.
Yeah, you got to take your lumps when you've got a guy that's a project guy.
Yeah,
you're just gonna have to do it, and it may pan out. And look, man, most likely it won't. Statistics tell us, it's 1 in 3.
Yeah,
first round quarterbacks pan out. So, it is what it is. You just got to live and die by your decision. But if you just bench them and you play some mediocre you're just gonna it's guaranteed to fail at that point. So now
Exactly.
you bring in Daniel Jones because of the connection with him and the Mannings, and I just don't understand that.
Like yes, Daniel Jones is going to probably be slightly better for this team this year. And if you're the Colts and you're thinking biggest picture, you're hoping that maybe he has a Sam Darnold year where he kind of brings everything back. They've got the weapons around him to where it could all click for him the way that it kind of clicked for Sam Darnold. But on the defensive side of the ball, you have nothing compared to what the Vikings had and what Brian Flores was doing with them guys last year. So I just like their ceiling, in my opinion, is 7 wins, maybe 8.
That feels generous.
Yeah, probably closer to 6. And so at that point, you don't make the playoffs, you don't get a top 5 pick. Why are you playing this dude? And why did you essentially just throw away your Anthony Richardson number 4 overall pick? And yes, the ownership and the GM has said, "Oh, this year doesn't stop us from believing in Richardson." Then, what are you doing? He's going to be 23, 24 next year, and he's barely played. It makes no sense to me. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
And
Let him play.
I was a Richardson believer. Yeah, he wasn't good. He wasn't good at all.
Yeah.
But still, you got to give him the shot if you put that type of capital into him.
He also made a statement in the offseason where he was talking about he hadn't really put out his best, he wasn't studying like he was supposed to.
Yeah.
He wasn't putting the effort. And dude, at that level, at the NFL level, just the NBA or Major League Baseball, if you want to be, because let's be real, if your team's going to have a chance, your quarterback has to be a star.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be a star, you got to be doing star things. You got to be putting in the time in the film room, on the field, in the gym. You got to do it all. And if your quarterback ain't sold out for that, I don't know, man. I just don't. I don't like to hear those comments from players. And you talked about Murray. Anytime he would bring up video games, dude, I don't want to hear that out of my starting quarterback. I don't even know how you're going to be a family man.
Yeah.
Or God forgive me, even a godly man if you're playing quarterback. Because if you're going to do it well, you've got to be, it's got to be 80 hours a week for you.
Yeah, there's a reason Tom Brady got divorced.
Yeah, a couple of times.
Yeah.
But first time he shouldn't have cheated on his pregnant wife. But you really have to be sold out. And that's probably the best thing about Joe Burrow is he just doesn't have any of that, and all he cares about is football.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much.
You want your guy to be like that, and I still had a little faith in Richardson just because I watched him in the combine and watched how much raw talent he had. Then when he said he was kind of not really in it 100%, I was like, well, he's probably not going to make it. But bringing Daniel Jones is not going to solve any problems at all.
At all.
No. They feel a lot like the Saints. That was a good comparison.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That the Saints would absolutely do that. What's going to happen? The Saints are going to freaking draft Lenore Sellers or something next year, and then we're going to play Rattler or Shuck. We're going to do that, and because Sellers throws a pick. It doesn't make any sense. You also got the Titans there plus 650, the most underhyped first overall pick ever for a quarterback as well, Cam Ward. No one's talking about the dude. I think he can actually be pretty good. Everything that he does off the field and on the podium and everything seems incredible. He seems like a great leader and a great guy. And I'm rooting for him. I think a lot of people are rooting for him. But are the Titans going to be anything incredible this year? No.
Tennessee. I think it's just because they're in Tennessee and they don't get a lot of love.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Titans. What'd you say? 650?
Yeah.
That's not bad. What Cam Ward's a dog?
Yeah, what if he is? I mean, he's got people around him. Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears in the backfield. You got Calvin Ridley, who I mean puts up about 1,000 yards every year. He doesn't gamble. Who else do they have? They got a rookie out of Stanford, Alec Ayanamore, I believe is how you pronounce it. I think you got Tyler Lockett out there. Like they also the head coach Callahan, is it Brian or Bill? I think it's Brian. And then his dad is Bill, who is the O-line coach and one of the best O-line coaches in the game. So, you're thinking that you're going to have a pretty solid foundation to help block for your franchise quarterback with him.
You got to be optimistic if you're a Titans fan.
Yeah, which is, something you haven't said since 2020. Like it's been a little while since Derrick Henry and Mariota and who else was it? Tannehill. When all of them were running the show. What a time that was. Then the last division we have the AFC West. You got the Chiefs only minus 115, which is kind of crazy to win their division. Then you got the Broncos second at plus 240, Chargers plus 370, and then the Raiders plus 2,200. I don't think they believe in Pete Carroll and Geno and Genty and Bowers. The Raiders could be a sneaky 6-7 win team.
I was gonna say, man, one of the janitors where I work, he told me, "Don't sleep on the Raiders this year."
Uh-oh.
I was like, "Huh?
Okay,
maybe that's the wise old janitor,
Yeah. No, they legit offensively could be very solid. Like Geno's not bad at all. Bowers is arguably the best tight end in football. Genty, one of the best running back prospects we've seen in years. Broad receiver wise, pretty solid. You've got a freaking Super Bowl winning head coach, Pete Carroll. Like you've got everything in the room. Yes, it's very weirdly built. Like, I mean, Pete's like 75, Geno's 35. Then, everybody else is young, but it's just they could be a sneaky team.
This is what the guy said, and I don't know if this rings true or not. And someone have to fact check us. But the guy was like, "You know what? Pete Carroll always is good about going to a new team and turning things around.
Maybe
really early,
Huh.
starting like a house on fire." I was like, "Huh? I never thought of that. Maybe you're right." So we'll see.
Let me look that up real quick. I mean, where did he start his very first head coaching career?
Had to been Seahawks. Well,
The
I'm
Jets,
thinking
1994. He coached there for 1 year.
Yeah, that couldn't have been good.
And then he coached the Patriots 97 to 99. And then USC 2001 to 2009. And then the Seahawks 2010 to 2023. So let's
He's pretty good early there.
Jets, his first ever year coaching, 6-10. Then I guess he got fired from that. First year in New England, 1997, 10-6.
Yeah, well, that was Bledsoe, so that should have been good.
So 10-6, 9-7, 8-8. So never was bad in New England. Then he goes to USC, obviously. Actually, first year at USC, 6-6, and then 11-2, 12-1, 13-0, 12-1, 11-2, 11-2, 12-1.
What a run!
Yeah. Goes to the NFL first year, 7-9, 7-9, then 11-5, and 13-3. Super Bowl champion.
So it's really like a 1 to 2 year. It's like a 2 to 3 year start for him.
But first year in New England, made the playoffs. First year in Seattle, made the playoffs at 7-9, actually. So
yeah,
he gets there somehow, some way. I mean, losing seasons.
He wins a lot.
He had a losing season with the Jets. He had 2 losing seasons in Seattle. One of them was a playoff appearance, though. And then a third losing season in 2021. So he had 4 losing seasons in his career.
And really only 3 of them are bad years.
Yeah, because one of them you made the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Would you say 2,200?
Yeah, to win the division.
What are the odds on them making the playoffs? They probably have to win the division.
I'm about to see. All right, here's
close
the
to
Raiders wins. Oh, their line is actually 6.5 wins. So for them to win over 6.5 games is minus 145.
Mm.
That's I mean, that's impressive for the last team in that division to, have that many games. But I guess they see that Pete wins 7 games every time he coaches. So
that. Yeah.
to make the playoffs, Raiders plus 370.
Okay. So the odds are.
I mean, not a bad little dart throw right there. Same as the Titans, plus 370, both of them. So Saints
Where
are
you at, Tom?
plus 950.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Who dat? But yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I wanted to run through there. Do you have a Super Bowl prediction?
I think that the Bills get it done this
They
year.
get it done. They're the favorites, plus 600. Ravens are tied with plus 600. Then the Eagles plus 700. The Chiefs kind of feel like a freaking underdog here, plus 850. I mean, Travis Kelce's engaged. You got the Taylor Swift power now. Like they might be back.
Tell me this: how? So when did the proposal announcement come in relation to the album drop for Taylor Swift? Didn't she just drop a new album?
No, the album's coming out like October 10th or something.
Okay.
But she announced the album on the podcast, The New Heights, with Jason and Travis.
And when did she get engaged?
Some people, I don't think it's been confirmed, but some people think that it was like the night of the podcast recording.
See, man, I'm a conspiracy guy, man. I still think that whole relationship's fake.
I don't know.
I think it's a big marketing scheme because, look, I told my wife, I said, like, Taylor Swift's a billionaire, but she's not Travis Kelce's type. Travis Kelce like sisters with a lot of junk in the trunk.
He changed his ways. He changed his ways.
I don't know if you can ever go back from that, though, bro.
Well, hey, with the way that it seems like the ex treated him, he might have just said, "Screw all this." Like, I got to flip sides. Because the ex is weird. Like, she's on a podcast like twice a year talking about him still. Like, it's so weird.
She's sour, huh?
Yeah. She's just trying to stay relevant while he's dating the most famous person in the world. Like,
yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of wonder if because I mean, you got to ask yourself who benefits. Q Bono, man. It's always the question: who benefits? The NFL benefits. The Taylor benefits. The podcast benefits. I mean, and
everybody.
When I heard about the album dropping, and then also because I don't follow Taylor Swift, but I heard the album drop and I heard they got engaged, and I heard all this from my wife because she knew. Travis Kelce's the only NFL player she knows.
Yeah.
And so I was like, wait a minute. She's announced she's dropping a new album, and I was like, come on. But I don't want to get this Swifties, man. I ain't mad at you. Come watch some more football.
No, she announced the album. She announced the album, and then it was like, I'd say a week or two later that the engagement dropped.
Right after the news cycle got. No,
yeah. Well, and then we'll know if it's fully fake if she does the Super Bowl halftime show, because Goodell apparently said today that it's like not out of the question. Or that,
dude, I would be milking that cow.
It would crush. Like, it would be the biggest of all time, especially. But the thing is, like, if the Chiefs are in it, how do you go about that whole hurdle? There'd be so many like this is rigged things. Like she needs to do it a year that the Chiefs are not there.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's not rigged, how can you predict it? So
exactly, but.
Yeah.
If she gets booked for it and then the Chiefs go on a freaking Super Bowl run, there's gonna be some conspiracy theorists being like, "Oh no!" Like,
oh yeah, dude, I'll be at the top of the list.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, it's very interesting, and I'm not obviously not a Swiftie, but I also don't have I'm not anti Taylor Swift.
I think the whole situation's. It's fun. It really is. And if it gets, gets people that never would care about football to watch football, even if it's for the weirdest of reasons. Oh well, like it adds a little bit more excitement and lets people watch some football that never really wanted to. I mean,
Taylor Swift coming to Kansas City for every game, and then
Taylor Swift went to Arrowhead,
yeah,
to watch Cincinnati versus freaking
Nebraska.
Yeah.
Or at Nebraska, maybe, I don't know.
No, the game was at Arrowhead.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah, but it was Jason and Travis's alumni versus Nebraska. But yeah, I mean, still, why would she even go to that? Like that, she had no reason to be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
I
that's
don't know.
yeah. But
It's fun.
Super Bowl wise, you got the Bills. Who you got coming out the NFC?
Who?
Philly, Detroit.
I mean, it got to be the
Commanders.
Eagles or Detroit. It's got to be the Eagles or Detroit. And it may not be Detroit. It's hard to get away from Philly.
Yeah.
I don't really see other than Philly. Like, I just don't think of anybody as like just super strong. If
the Packers have the fifth best odds actually, but
fifth best. I don't know that Michael Parsons like takes them over the top.
Yeah. I don't see that either. I mean, it's weird looking. So of the top 9 teams, odd wise, of the top 11, 6 are NFC and 5 are AFC.
Really?
So you've got the Eagles, Packers, Lions, Commanders, Niners, Rams in that. And then you've got obviously Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, Broncos at plus 2,200, and then the Bengals. Broncos being in their same odds as the Rams and the Bengals is kind of interesting.
I think the Broncos, I think a lot of people are so high on them because of the Sean Payton effect.
It's got to be.
And he really has impressed me. And I think what's his name over there? I don't know why I'm trying to blank on his quarterback.
Bo Nix.
Yeah, I think Bo is. I think Bo's got that dog in him, man.
Yeah, I think he's better than I ever wanted to admit.
Yeah,
but
yeah, he's scrappy and he's really accurate.
They got a heck of a defense as well.
So. Oh yeah, that helps, and you got to have a defense built to go after Patrick Mahomes.
Exactly.
If not, you're going to lose. The Chargers, like, I just don't know. Like, I feel like, and maybe it's me. I have a lot more faith in. I feel like the Chargers have not optimized Justin Herbert. I feel like a lot of the way that they set up that offense is not set up around him.
Yeah.
I would like to see them optimize that offense. I guess he's one of the most talented humans to ever play the position as far as like
definitely. Who did I see the other day? It was freaking Montana. They asked him like who's your 5 players you would build, like if you could draft right now to build your team around. And I think he said Josh Allen. For some reason, I don't think Mahomes was included. Who did he say? Let's see. 4 quarterbacks Joe Montana would start his franchise with: Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts.
Really? I'm surprised.
No Lamar, no Mahomes.
I'm surprised that Hurts is on there, especially over Mahomes and Lamar.
Yeah. That's very weird to hear from Montana. Like,
yeah, but Herbert has just got so much like potential at that position, and it hasn't been like a thing where like in Jacksonville where I felt like Trevor Lawrence has not performed.
Yeah.
I think Herbert is just like kind of a waste over there for what they do with him. I don't know. Hopefully they start airing it out with him.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of, especially with the Harbaugh approach, they're kind of making him a game manager more so than like a Joe Burrow where you're wanting to win with him. Like
they're taking a Ferrari and they're trying to drive him like a Civic.
yeah, that's a
Is
perfect way
exactly
to
what it is.
describe it. It really is.
And he even said he was talking about how during the preseason I was listening to an interview and he was talking about how he's like, I want to get to the level as a coach that Herbert is as a quarterback. He's like, man, we've got this guy Herbert who's just amazing, and I want to get better. I want to be at his level. And I'm like, that's probably the most honest thing I've ever heard out of a coach.
Yeah.
To say that like we're doing him a disservice, and maybe I'm just a Herbert homie. Maybe I'm just because honestly, dude, when I saw him come out the league, I was thinking, like, this guy is like the next Marino. Like,
Yeah.
he felt like that, but maybe he's not that good. I don't know.
I think he's definitely got the talent.
Yeah, he's definitely talented, but like I said, if they would build that offense around him, like, why wouldn't you build your offense around your best player?
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a receiver or a running back.
They're slowly getting there, but with Greg Roman as the offensive coordinator, I saw him in Baltimore screw up so many Lamar teams. I don't know if they'll ever, fully go into it, but I mean, Lad McConkey was a stud. Your draft pick this year, Amarian Hampton. Yes, he's a running back, but can do a lot of things out of the backfield, catching the ball. You got Keenan Allen back. Love my guy. I mean, he's always gonna perform. You brought in 2 tight ends. One's a rookie, and then the other one is Will Dissly. And then you've also got Quentin Johnston, who wasn't awful last year. He wasn't certainly wasn't great, but I mean,
which one of those guys? Which one of those guys is going to take the top off the defense? Though?
Probably Ladd, which is weird, but he can do it.
Okay, so you're saying he is capable of that? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
He had some big plays last year. It's just because he's a white guy, so you don't really think of him that way. But
well, I mean, if I'm the offensive coordinator and and for the Chargers, I want a big, fast jump ball type of guy. Like, I want a guy that can go get it.
Yeah.
And I realize maybe those are hard to come by. It feels like every guy now is a small possession guy for some reason. Maybe it's just because I'm a Saints fan and that's all we ever play with.
Yeah.
But I want a guy that can stretch the field and then can go get a ball with a guy like Herbert. But I don't know. Especially, man, when you're going to run the ball in that offense. Like, give me some big pops off of play action,
Yeah,
like
definitely.
give me some shots down the field. Back in the day when you had guys like like Manning and those guys, like, they took shots early in the game, and it kept the defense honest. And I don't know, it's just fun to watch. But I don't know, we'll see. I don't think they're going to be bad. I always feel like they got a shot, but I think everybody's been saying that about the Chargers since like 2000. Like,
Yeah, literally.
yeah, because dude, they had some of the greatest teams on paper to not do anything.
There was always that team that I'm pretty sure they lost to Peyton. That people always talk about, that they had the number 1 offense, number 1 defense, 32nd special teams. Like,
you got to be good in every aspect of the game. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. I just remember their Madden ratings because you had the team ratings and stuff. And I remember them back in the day, like, they were just nasty, dude.
Oh, that was the team I played with them powder blue jerseys. LT, Sproles. Yeah, I mean that was my team back then for sure.
And then you would have had Rivers and Gates.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then some of them receivers that came through there. Which one? The LSU guy, was it? Demetrius Byrd? Did he go there?
Maybe.
I feel like he might have. It was somebody like that. I forget who. Yeah, it was Demetrius Byrd. Yeah, he played there for 1 year, but it was 2009.
They're always interesting, and they play in one of the hardest divisions in the league, if not the hardest. So, but hey, maybe the wise old janitor's correct. Don't sleep on the Raiders.
That's right. That's right. Super Bowl for me. It's hard not to pick the Bills. I kind of think that they might do it this year as well.
You don't think Baltimore will get it done?
You see it like
I was waiting on you to say that.
it's so hard. It's so hard to pick between them two.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of me that thinks that the Chiefs offense is going to be really, really good this year. So it's like really impossible to pick between those three teams.
You don't think that Baltimore and Philly would be like an awesome matchup?
It would. It would. I mean, really, Philly versus Baltimore, Buffalo, any of those teams would be great. And even, a Detroit versus the Bills game would be crazy. Like, how could you even one of the Lions or the Bills becomes the champion? Like that would be crazy.
I would love to see Hurts versus the Bengals. Hurts versus Burrow again.
Yeah. That'd be
That
cool.
would be great. Yeah.
I'm gonna go, a Lamar and Baker championship would be incredible for me.
Yeah. And that's not too
It's
far-fetched
not.
either.
Screw it. Let's do that. Ravens beat the Bucks. Like I literally don't know what I would root for. All I know is that I would come away with one of my guys being Super Bowl champion, and it'd be incredible. So let's do it.
Well,
Ravens beat the Bucks.
That happened to me in 2009 because the Saints played the Colts.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was like, really, Lord. I mean, I realized I'm gonna be happy for somebody no matter what tonight.
Well, Peyton already had his, so
Yeah. And look, dude, I was black and gold the whole time.
yeah.
I cheered when Porter picked him off. Like I was like, make no mistake, I was rooting for the Saints, but I was like, really, my guy, my favorite player of all time, and then my team. But
Yeah.
That's football.
So I'm getting that version this year. Ravens versus Bucks. How old were you in 2009?
22, 21, 21.
Oh, crap. I was gonna say,
21.
were you my age? And then
I was a little younger. It's been a while, bro. It's been a while.
it has. It has. I was 9, literally. So that's
What a
insane.
good man.
Ravens versus Bucks. It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
That'd be some elite content for me. I might have to have the camera on me the entire game. Like that would.
Well, I feel like you're at least going to get that. Maybe not that matchup, but like you're at least going to go into the playoffs with those two teams.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even if I got both of them in the conference championship, it'd be crazy just to have, the odds of one of them making it. Like my dream conference championship would be Lions versus Bucks, Ravens versus Bills.
Yeah.
That way I'm getting, you get Josh Allen or you get Lamar Jackson in the championship, and then you get the freaking Detroit Lions or Baker Mayfield. Like that would be
that would also put you in chance at each other's throat for the week.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then potentially the next one too.
I also think I think I own some type of gear of all 4 of those teams. So
there you go.
I honestly also own an Eagles shirt. I think I have a Chiefs shirt from Tyron Tom. I'm a fan of football. So
I'm sitting over here with the ugliest Chargers hat of all time. Apparently, it does not look good on my head, but I keep waiting on the Chargers to do something. But yeah.
All right. Well, I think that is it for this almost 2-hour pod. It's good to have you back, man. It's good to have you back.
This ain't how it's supposed to be. It should be just you and me.